Welcome everyone to the thoughtbot consulting course. The purpose of this video is to give you an overview of the subject we're covering today. We will then break into groups where we'll go through a few different scenarios and you will role play together to figure out and understand how we would address these situations. When you break out into your smaller groups, I would also recommend doing an icebreaker. You might want to ask, what are 3 things that make you happy? Or, if you were a DJ, what would your DJ name be? After you spend about an hour working together in your teams, we'll then reconvene back as a big group and share any learnings with each other. Please prepare someone from each group to do this. Before we get started though, as always in thoughtbot, feedback is always welcome in all forms, whether that's directly to your managing director or your team lead or in Hub, however you feel the most comfortable. The format for this course will change as we learn new things, so we're happy to iterate on it to make improvements so that everyone can get the most out of it. All right, without further ado, this is Consulting Basics. Today's material is broadly based on the Project Essentials page, which is in the handbook. The link is here on the screen for your convenience. When you get a chance, please take some time to review it as it has some great advice. And also, this video is mainly intended as a brief overview before we break out into our role-playing groups. First up, we're going to talk about what success looks like. So this needs to be clearly defined for the whole team, and that includes the client stakeholders. We also need to keep it documented somewhere that's accessible to everyone, including the client stakeholders. We also need to figure out as a team how success is going to be measured. Metrics and milestones are great for accomplishing this. And importantly as well, please celebrate with the client when we do hit these milestones. And be open with them early on if it looks like we won't be able to, so that we can identify how to improve or what needs to change. Retros are a great place for doing this. Also consider that clients sometimes get quite stuck trying to define what success is going to look like. A sales trick from a previous thoughtbotter is to ask, what does bad look like? So they aren't telling us the features they want, for example. Asking this question can help surface previous bad experiences our client may have had with previous partners. So asking this question can make it really easy to avoid making those mistakes. It may also enable some difficult conversations around expectations and how we need to work together from the outset. Next up, know your risks. Identify the risks to success on your project because they will each be different for every project that you work on here at thoughtbot. Please do communicate risks as they come up to solve problems faster. Having a hard conversation early in the project is better than having an even harder conversation later on in the project where there might be less time to fix whatever the problem may be. And importantly, please be optimistic about how we're going to solve these problems with the client. Sometimes they need reassurance from us. They view us as experts, and they've literally hired us to help them manage risk when they're delivering their software. Know your stakeholders. Is it explicit who your stakeholders are? Quite often, we uncover some stealth stakeholders as we move along through our projects. Sometimes they may be a stakeholder who's in charge of the budget. They're in charge of signing off on spend, but we may not have any direct interaction with them. We want to have an understanding of their role as well. We want to ask ourselves, what decisions are they empowered to make for our project? Another key tip is to watch out for changing stakeholders, especially in longer projects. Sometimes people leave or they get promoted. Different stakeholders work in different ways, and they also may have different success criteria as well. So consider having goal-setting sessions as key stakeholders change. Make clients part of the team. We are one team with our client. There is no us and them. Please make them feel like they're a part of the team and make space for fun. For example, Make space to get to know them. Ask them about their weekend or share industry thoughts as we do here internally at thoughtbot. A lot of the positive feedback we get from clients is on how nice it is to work with us and how much they love our culture. So don't be afraid to share it. Also, lead by example by always using inclusive language. This isn't only the right thing to do, but it'll make everyone in the team feel included. Choose language like "that's confusing" or "that's wild" instead of language like "that's crazy," for example, or "hi everyone" instead of "hi guys," that sort of thing.
Advocate for DEI. Inclusivity is the default at thoughtbot. When working with clients that may not have experience incorporating DEI practices in their daily work, we want to share why this is important and explain the benefits of making everyone feel included. This can include using inclusive language when working with teammates as well as within the software we write. This can also include a focus on accessibility, for example, the colors we choose, optimizing for screen readers, or when using images of people. Ask for needs, not solutions. In consulting, we want to work together to figure out solutions. We want to take the time to fully understand a problem first. So, politely and patiently discourage clients from rushing to think in terms of solutions, and the end result will always be a better product solution. Solutionizing before a product or a problem is fully understood is a classic pitfall, and us as experts can help them avoid that pitfall. Build trust. Think of trust like a savings account. Clients are usually pretty excited to start working with us. So there is a degree of trust that's already been established, usually in the sales and pre sales process, but we cannot become complacent. So we want to continually be building on the established trust that clients have already placed in us. A simple example can be speaking up when we don't fully understand something. When the client has an opportunity to explain something again to us, then they trust that we have all the information we now need to move forward in the right direction, rather than wasting time because we don't understand what's required. So, building that trust slowly and consistently throughout our communication over time will help it build. And then, in the unfortunate scenario where we may need to make a withdrawal on that savings account, then we will still have some good credit. Obviously, sincerely apologize if we need to make that withdrawal, but clients will hopefully still believe in us. And I should also say that when we are explaining some sort of mistake or challenge that we've come across, be honest about what happened, don't be defensive, and the trust will remain. Avoiding radio silence. Never go more than a day without updating the stakeholders of your progress. We have many communication opportunities and tools. So we have our daily syncs, our check ins, we have Slack. We can even record demos if a client can't make it to a meeting. As good consultants, we should be the ones to maintain the communication cadence, even if stakeholders aren't always immediately responsive. It's worth noting that our project may not be all that's on our clients' plates. For example, a sole founder may be doing things like fundraising, marketing, sales, or any number of things. So we need to empathize with their experience and try to understand or try to find ways to work around their availability. Continuously update estimates. Providing estimates to clients is essential for helping them understand the cost of a task relative to its value. As we gain new information on a project, it will shape the work that we do, and so we need to update those estimates. The entire team should have an understanding around those updates so that they can accurately adjust their expectations and activity. Deliver constantly. Cut your work into the smallest possible deliverables. Deploy regularly, at least once a day, and ask for specific feedback relative to project objectives. When you've worked on a feature, never just ask, "What do you think?" Relate back to the goals of the project to demonstrate the value of what you're doing. Please validate your assumptions as well. Check your work in the browser or on devices or on different screen sizes. Please run your tests and do your Q&A. If you double check your work, the client doesn't have to, and you'll be confident in what you deliver. Now we're ready for the role play section. The role plays can be found in the document linked here on the slide. This will take about an hour, so enjoy and have fun.